Clope and Nedak Minster welcome you to this broadcast of high school varsity football. We are at Sidney High School where the Stebbins Indians will take on the Sidney Yellow Jackets. Tonight's game is brought to you by the following sponsors: Crown Equipment Corporation, First National Bank, Keyhole Pizza, Winners Meats, Sidney Ogle's Audiology, Precision Strip, Wagner's IGA, and NKTelco. Welcome again here to 30-0 Field at Sidney High School on senior night. I'm Brandon Coverman, alongside me, Matt Everidge, for this exciting Miami Valley League matchup between Stebbins and Sidney, a big factor into the playoffs. We're coming in the second last week of this regular season. Matt, the Stebbins Indians 5-3 on the year.
Yeah, they're 5-3 on the year, 7-2. I'm sorry, you're talking about.
Yes.
5-3. That's actually Sidney.
My bad.
Yeah, they're coming in 5-3 on the year. Big win for them tonight is what they need, though. They're coming off a loss to Fort Laramie. They need this. They're sitting at the 15th seed within the division. They need a win.
Yeah, and Sidney, really a tough matchup here with Stebbins tonight. You look at the Stebbins quarterback, Nate Keller, leading the Miami Valley League in pass yards.
Yeah, absolutely. Stellar performance by him in the last game as well. They're coming off a 3-game win streak, sitting at 7-2, number 11 in the state, in the region. Definitely something they could advance up and actually possibly get a home game if they can get another win here tonight.
In a big matchup here, if Sidney can win, and they might be about locked into a playoff spot, they will end with Xenia next week. So back to receive for Sidney is Isaiah Clark and Julius Spradling, and we are underway here at 30-0 Field. Kick is received up there by Clark. Clark goes across the 20-yard line as the penalty marker comes down.
It looked like a block in the back by Sidney on the return right at the 20.
As Sidney's offensive starters come out here, let's take a look at our Sidney Ogle's Audiology starting lineups here for Sidney.
Yep, quarterback will be starting would be Donovan Johnson. The running back's going to be Martinez Harris. The wide receivers, you're going to see a crew of them. It's going to be Jai Wheeler, Sam Reynolds, Mitchell Davis, and Julius Spalding. Left tackle and left guard will be Evan Kennedy and Jaden Bishop. Center, Benjamin Barnes. Right guard and right tackle, Hayden Cantrell and Thomas Siebert.
And again, our starting lineups brought to you by Sidney Ogle's Audiology. So Donovan Johnson, again, first-year starter, and joining him in the backfield
Be Martez
Harris. Starting out in the gun, and the ball at the 14 after the penalty. Ball on the carry. Looks like it go down to about the 18-yard line. That looks like Devin Taborn. Let's take a look at our Keyhole Pizza keys to the game first for the Sidney Yellow Jackets.
For the Sidney Yellow Jackets tonight, they need to create some turnovers. Along with that, they need a big play by their special teams to set up a score. And the biggest thing is 15 yards plus on a play. They just need to get everything going their way.
Ball goes out to E.J. Davis on the handoff. He goes up down to about the 29-yard line, or 24-yard line, excuse me.
Yeah, the beauty of this game is there's probably 3 or 4 plays that define the game. If Sidney can get 3 of the 4 of those on their side, they have a good chance of winning here tonight.
Chains move here on the first down here, our first down of the night. Here again, senior night here, big game for Sidney. Looks like Devin Taborn is joining Donovan Johnson and E.J. Davis in the backfield using 2 tailbacks. Hand off to Davis. He might maybe have got a yard. He's met by a host of Stebbins Indians.
A high snap almost got away from the quarterback. Nice job of recovering there and getting it down.
Yeah, I think, too, it rained here earlier. Got to deal with the wet turf. That'll be a little bit of an issue. But again, we have a beautiful Sidney facility here at Sidney. Been blessed to do all these home games here this year. Johnson, 2 receivers on the top and bottom of your screen. Quick pass, it's tipped at the line. And I'll bring up 3rd and long.
That's first attempt. Yeah, game time temp, 64 degrees. It's kind of October weather, but it's not really been that chilly out for what Ohio's used to. But definitely damp. I'm sure that'll have an effect on the ball.
So again, 3rd and long here from Sidney's own 25-yard line. 10:23 to go here in the opening quarter.
3rd down and forever.
And a little pop pass here out to Spradling. Spradling going to be smothered there. He's going to be tackled by Dalton King there, and that's going to bring up fourth down and the Sidney punt unit. So one first down on that drive for the Jackets.
Yeah, nice start. You know, they didn't go out on a 3 and out. Hopefully they can flip field position here.
So in the punt here is Dylan Kelly. And then back to receive is Adrian Norton. And a poor punt there by Sidney.
That's going to take it down to about the 44.
And they're going to spot, looks like they're going to spot about the 49-yard line, and Stebbins going to have golden territory here. A great start for this high-powered offense. And let's take a look at the defensive starters now, brought to you by Sidney Agle's Audiology for Sidney.
All right, for Sidney, they're going to have a 4-4 set. Linebackers are going to be Taborn, Biddle, Hudgens, and New. The defensive backs going to be Vodemark, Elsner, Austin, and Clark. And the defensive line is going to be Rosner, Klein, and Swigger.
Now in here, Nate Keller, the quarterback. And at tailback, Omar Holloway. Keller motions Holloway to his right, gives it, keeps it. Keller going to come back and going to be met immediately by a host of Sidney defenders. You know, looked like it got there on the tackle. There was Miles Vordemark, and Vordemark gets the TFL.
That's a nice start. That's what Sidney needs coming out the gate. Just get them back 6 yards, put Stebbins behind. But they are a great passing team.
And that's a great play on first down to keep Stebbins off schedule after the poor punt. Try to keep him back, keep him off schedule. Also in on the tackle, Jaden Swigert, who's second in the Miami Valley League in sacks.
Stebbins 4 wide.
Keller, the quick out pass, incomplete, intended for Clayton Lambert. And 3rd and a mile here coming up for Stebbins. Coach Greg Bonifay. So 3rd and 17 here from their own 44-yard line. A big loss on first down and an incomplete pass.
Yeah, Sidney's the first team I've watched all year that's just played with a nose guard. Most teams at this level play a 4-4. They're playing a 3-4.
Keller dropping back, trying to get away from Swigert. Guess who? Jaden Swigert with the big sack and causes 4th down there. 2nd in the Miami Valley League in sacks and shows the pressure there.
That's 2 out of 3 plays that are negative yards. That'll definitely motivate. I look for Sidney possibly to go for the block, though. Their coach talked about how they need to block a punt or block a kick of some form to try to motivate the offense. So let's see if they go after the ball.
Boy, and what do you think there, Matt? I mean, after that play there, it's a negative punt, but they come up with 2 huge stops for a quick 3 and out.
Yeah, and the defensive line definitely matches up well against Stebbins, and that's proof in the negative 9 yards so far. They're coming with pressure.
Punt going to try to go back to Julius Spradling, who's receiving. It takes a Sidney bounce. They're going to hop on at about the 32-yard line, and that's where Sidney will set up shop on offense.
So nice job by Sidney. First drive, if you're just joining us, Sidney had 5 plays total for a total of 17 yards, and then the punt.
So the Jackets, again, going to start from their own 32-yard line. Better field position than the 14-yard line when they started from before. As Devin Taborn in the backfield with Donovan Johnson. They're going to fake the jet sweep. And a nice run on first down by Donovan Johnson. He gets all the way down to about the 43-yard line. And that's going to be a first down there for Sidney.
Yeah, give him 11 on the carry. Best carry already for Sidney here.
And there's a holding that's going to negate that play right there. That is on Hayden Cottrell.
Unfortunately, that's going to put Sidney way behind the sticks.
And you think that was a great run on first down, a great option play there for Johnson. But 1st and 20 now from Sidney's own 24-yard line.
See if they don't go to the air.
They go first.
They got one-on-one on the far side.
Johnson scanning the field, steps up out of the pocket and is taken down there. Looked like number 26, Curtis Volk, there with the tackle, the sophomore. And that'll be a loss of 2. Or actually a...
Yeah, he actually gained 2.
Yeah, gained 2. Yes. Excuse me there. Well, actually, they did spot that 1st and 18, so actually it would be a gain of nothing there. Actually thinking about that now. Because from the spot foul, they only moved him back 8 yards.
He had an open receiver on the high side, but he wasn't to his check down. See if he can't find one here.
Davis going in motion. And Johnson going to get a couple yards, maybe up to about the 29-yard line. It's going to be at least 3rd and 13 here coming up for Sidney.
3rd down and forever, and defense coming out of the tent, getting ready to come back on the field. Sidney's definitely going to have to release that punt quicker if it comes to that, though. Stebbins was right there. If he wouldn't have kicked it straight up, they probably would have had the block.
So 3rd and 13 here. And there's going to be a jump, and Sidney's going to have 3rd and a little more manageable here. So the guilty party on that for Stebbins is Race Allen, a 6-foot senior, as the clock continues to roll here. And a critical game here for Sidney on senior night, 3rd and 8. Johnson still waiting. As the play clock rolls down to 10 seconds. For Reynolds on the bottom of your screen here. And they get it out to Reynolds right through his hands. So we talked about the ball possibly being wet here. It's a good fake move, but just went right through his hands. The punt unit's going to come out for Sidney.
Yeah, 2 passing attempts for Sidney. No completions as of yet.
Do you think that run game's going to have to come in a little more into effect with the rain that we had here earlier?
Oh, absolutely. The ball's going to get wet the minute they place it on the ground. So they don't have much choice but to stick with the run at this point.
So back to receive is Adrian Norton. And Dylan Kelly on to punt here for Sidney. As they're
one short.
Yeah, Sidney trying to get their numbers right. And there's blocked. And picked up and blocked there by number 23, Kane Howe. And he talked, Matt, about them getting there before, and they got through this time. A short field for Stebbins.
Yeah, he kicked it straight in the air on the first one because they came close, but just way too much separation between the gaps. I mean, they wasn't even touched coming up through.
So a block punt is going to get Stebbins short field at the Sidney 11-yard line. Special teams making a difference here early.
And huge advantage to Stebbins. Are outside. They can still get another first down before they drive it down, because that defensive line for Sidney has been stellar so far.
Taking a look at the sideline here. Keller and Holloway in the backfield. On the bottom of your screen, Sean Dozer. In the top are Yvonne Harris-Bell and Adrian Norton, the 2 main cogs on the receiving core. That's a handoff to Holloway. Holloway going to dive for the corner, and he's in. Touchdown, Stebbins. Omar Holloway from 11 yards out. And Stebbins is leading 6-0 on our First National Bank Think First scoreboard.
It has a quick hit. One play, 12 yards, touchdown. Looks like Stebbins got away with a holdover in the corner, but brought it in. Quickly up 6-0.
5:56 remaining, and off the block punt, 1 play and a score there for Stebbins. So you don't even need that extra first down, Matt.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, if you look at the flags, we'll get a shot of that here soon. The wind's just swirling here. So I would think that Stebbins' air attack also might be affected on that, especially going towards it.
Now coming in for the kick. It is Sean Dozier, and he splits it right through the uprights. We'll head to commercial break. Stebbins 7, Sidney 0. We'll be back after this break on NKTelco Sports. And welcome back here to Sydney's 30-0 field. Stebbins ahead 7-0 over Sidney after a blocked punt, Matt.
Yeah, it's just one play, 12 yards, brought it right around the end and in. I think as long as they're headed towards the north, you'll see Stebbins with a run attack. Sidney with the wind to their back right now, they really need to take advantage of that on the passing game to try to get at least to flip the field.
And again, special teams making the difference here early. And, you know, Sidney had a nice defensive stand there early on, but it's hard to ask for that when you start from, you know, inside the red zone.
Well, Stebbins' starting position so far has been the 48 and the 12, so about the 30-yard lines are average. That's going to get you behind quick.
Ball going to be kicked on a line there. It's Julius Spradling who's got it. He's going to try to get to the boundary. Can he get around it? Can he get the corner? And he's pushed out. And let's see where the officials spot him. They're going to spot him at about the 37-yard line. And that's where Sidney will set up shop.
Yeah, nice return. Good job setting up the wall. He just couldn't quite break the corner. But Sidney starting with their best field position of the day.
7-0 here. Stebbins early. 5:48 remaining here in the opening quarter.
Biggest thing for Sidney here, this is their third possession. They just need to get this ball snapped and no penalties. They already got 2 penalties for 20 yards. They just need to correct the little things.
There's a handoff in the backfield to E.J. Davis. It's going to maybe get about a gain of about 1 there on first down. It'll be 2nd and 9 from Sidney's own 38-yard line. Offensive coordinator Britton Dever giving out the instructions to his offense. Martez Harris in the backfield, joining him with E.J. Davis. Sam Reynolds on the bottom of your screen.
Yeah, Sidney, the first team to make an adjustment, putting 2 backs in the backfield instead of the traditional 1. Just a gain of 2 again.
Yep, so that's going to bring up about 3rd and 7 here as Harris does break to the 40-yard line. So 2 runs here. You see Sidney very much favors the pass if you look at the statistics. This kind of rain, this weather, this climate, the wind that you mentioned, Matt, making a difference here early.
Yeah, they just need to be more methodical about it. I mean, they have opening to the outside. I look for this ball to go to the outside or the air.
They're going to go out. Reynolds on a screen. Reynolds going to motor into Stebbins territory, and he's got some daylight ahead of him down inside to the 30-yard line. And they're actually going to spot him back at the 32, but a big play for Sam Reynolds. Rayvon Harris-Bell with the tackle.
So give him 31 yards, 32 yards on the pass.
Reynolds, the lead receiver on this team, as a flag flies up. And Donovan Johnson going to be smothered in the backfield there by number 44, Lavelle Lyles.
I mean, I can only assume this is offsides or a false start. I can't believe they let the quarterback get tackled on that, but
as we go down to our head official, the flag sits there right on the Sidney logo.
Yeah, they're saying they called it dead, so. Oh, no, there we go. Yes. So 1 more penalty for 5 yards on Stebbins.
And it's an illegal substitution on the defense, so that ball will move up 5 yards. Yeah, I'm surprised you wouldn't get that play dead just to protect the players there.
Oh, absolutely. When you look on that field, they don't look very big from up here, but you get close to that field, there's some big boys on that Stebbins side.
So 1st and 5 from the 27. Hand off to Harris, and he's immediately met in the backfield. Leading that charge, Dalton King.
Sidney is inches away from every single snap going over the quarterback's head. They're going to have to calm down their center before they have a turnover here they do not need.
The center is number 75, Brennan Barnes. Johnson, look to his sideline, look to his offensive coordinator, Britton Dever. 3:13 to go in the first quarter, 7-0 Stebbins over Sidney. Harris goes to the right of Johnson. Johnson calls for the ball from the center. Steps back. There's a flag down, and he's going to be sacked anyway. The ball's out, and Sidney's got it. As Johnson tried to break out of it, not sure who got the forced fumble, but a massive blow for Sidney.
Yeah, the flag came in where holding would have been called, and unfortunately Sidney turns it over. Was able to flip the field, though.
Yeah. And was surprised there that you not just go down knowing that there's, well, maybe not knowing that there's the penalty there, but a tough blow there for the Jackets. So as you see the scoreboard on your screen, 2:58, 7-0. Stebbins leads and forces the turnover. It's now defensive coordinator Kyle Coleman going to have to get his boys to get a stop here.
Yeah, coach is going to definitely have to rally the troops here and try to do what they started out with, sack the quarterback, get the ball in the negative yardage.
And there's a 2-yard gain there for Omar Holloway. It's going to bring it up to the 34-yard line. And Stebbins looking to the sideline. They got plenty of time on the play clock.
Sidney slowly starting to cheat up with their linebackers a little bit as well. Oh. See what they do here on 2nd and 8 for Stebbins.
You don't want to get beat on a fake here either as Keller drops back to pass. Keller looking downfield, firing it just over the head there of Clyde Mason.
Yeah, that was wide open. Nobody home to receive.
And that's the thing. If your linebackers start cheating up, you get single coverage, you get favorable matchups. Maybe that's what Stebbins is looking to do, to establish a run in the wet weather and take chances whenever they see him in single coverage.
Saying Sidney doing also a good job of having a spy back at the linebacker position. He's just basically going wherever the quarterback goes. He's been standing center field just behind the line.
Stebbins having the benefit of having 10 starters that don't start on defense as Keller drops back. Keller going to step up in the pocket. He's going to make a move around. Nice footwork. Jaden Swigert trying to get him. It's Swigert with the tackle, and a late flag going to come in. And I think they're going to talk this one because that was not a horse collar from.
That was not.
That was the FAR official that took it. I think they're going to pick this up.
Yeah, no hand was up high. He had him right at the sides.
I didn't think it was from our angle anything. It looks like they're going to pick it up.
Yep, they waved it off.
Oh.
Well, let me correct that. They haven't officially said that yet, but it looks like it's being waved off.
Oh. Yeah, I was going to say, because he didn't go very high.
They gave it to him.
Ooh.
So quickly, Sidney up to 35 yards in penalties.
Yeah.
Well, you guys at home can judge that one.
Yeah. And Coach Dunge is far out on the field to try to get an explanation from the official. Dunge is a former St. Mary man.
So Sidney lining it back up.
So the ball goes to the 48-yard line, Stebbins' own 48-yard line, as we're under 2 minutes here in the first quarter. Stebbins up 7-0 on Sidney. A block punt and a fumble really been the difference here so far. Ball handed off to Omar Holloway, makes a spin move, maybe got right to midfield for a minimal gain.
So bring him up 2nd down and 8. Keep looking over at the scoreboard. They was flashing the Troy score earlier. They was up 7-0 last I seen. And Fairborn's already lost to Tip City yesterday.
The clock continues to roll here, 1:20 to go. 2nd and 8 from midfield. Ball goes to the left side. Play action, and I think it just lost the ball. Sidney wanting a fumble there. It's Taborn that picks it up. I think it just slipped out of Keller's hands.
Keller still with no completions, 0 for 4 so far.
Boy, and he was going to take a downfield shot. That slipped. Right call by the refs there to wave that off. His arm was forward, but it's going to bring up 3rd and 8 here.
It's safe to say when nobody's around him to touch him and that ball goes forward, his hand was definitely moving that direction.
So 3rd and 8 from midfield. 1:09 to go here in the first quarter. 7-0 Stebbins. Brandon Coberman here along with Matt Everidge here on week 9 of high school football. Keller in the gun at the 45-yard line. Keller going to look at the Sidney defense. Going to go to the sideline, make a throw, and that ball is caught. Nice catch by Adrian Norton, the leader of this Stebbins receiving corps.
Nice 12-yard gain there to get the first down. Stebbins advancing the ball.
And Norton, 638 receiving yards coming into tonight. Troy Greenville, you were saying that earlier, it's 7-7 in the second quarter there. As it just flashed up here just a second ago.
Butler Pick was 7-7 in the first. Anna Minster 7-0. Marion Local beating Coldwater 7-0. That's a big game.
Big
Purcell
game.
St. Henry up 6-0.
Another big game. As we have a timeout, we'd like to take this chance to thank some of our sponsors: Crown Equipment Corporation, First National Bank, Keyhole Pizza, Winners Meats, Sidney Agles Audiology, Precision Strip, Wagner's IGA, and NKTelco. You can follow WCSM AM 1350 96.7 FM and their internet-exclusive games on www.wcsmradio.com. All season, your sports leader in Mercer and Auglaize County. Our five-star recruitment sponsors, Crown. Our MVP sponsors, Clope and Edek. Scoreboard, First National Bank. Keys to the game, Keyhole Pizza. Replays, Winners Meats. Starting lineup, Sidney Agles Audiology. Timeout sponsor, Precision Strip. Stats and recap is brought to you by Wagner's IGA. Player of the game, which Matt and I will select later, is brought to you by NKTelco. And our Sydney game sponsor, as always, is Cargill. As we come out of this Precision Strip timeout, 1st and 10 from the Stebbins 35. It was a nice play by Nate Keller on third down there to complete Adrian Norton.
Yeah, absolutely. Good complete pass. I mean, in any given football game, you really only have 5 categories you got to worry about. That's your offense, your defense, your special teams, and then the run and the pass. Right now, Stebbins is winning all 5 categories. And that's why the score's 7-0, and they got this drive going.
As we got to go from our referees here out the timeout. Keller going to get the pass, or get the snap, excuse me. Ball goes out. A ball is caught there by Sean Dozier. Dozier inside the Sidney 25-yard line.
Their players do a really nice job of just finding open space. That's going to be another quick first down.
It's an 11-yard completion to Sean Dozier.
Didn't quite look that far from here.
No. So Stebbins is driving here. Under 40 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Keller going to go empty. Trips on the top of your screen. Looks out. Nice catch by Adrian Norton. Oh, nope, it is dropped. Nice pass break up there by Jai Wheeler. It looked like Norton had it for a moment.
Yeah, right now starting out for Stebbins, they're only 2 of 9 for just 23 yards in the air. And for a team that's a predominant passing team in the Miami Valley, it's kind of shocking to see their stats so low.
And you think the turnovers and the have really helped here so far, and the Sidney penalties.
Yeah, Sydney's they've been their own enemy in the game with the block punt. You know, special teams is one of the keys for them, and they're the ones giving up the special teams.
Little pitch to the outside to Omar Holloway. A nice tackle made there by E.J. Davis to bring up third down.
Just give him 2 yards on that run.
3rd down and 8. As it looks like that's going to bring us to the end of the first quarter. We'll come back with 3rd down here next for Stebbins. Stebbins leads Sidney 7-0 as we head to our Precision Strip timeout here on NKTelco Sports.
Clope Corporation, America's favorite garage door, is now hiring for all manufacturing and over-the-road Class A CDL driving positions. Clope is the largest residential garage door manufacturer in North America, and we are continuing to grow. Join our team and work in a safe, clean, modern environment. Clope offers a great benefits package as an equal opportunity employer and a drug-free work environment. Imagine the possibilities when you open the door to your career at clope.com/careers.
Are you looking for a new career with amazing growth potential? NKTelco Press and Automation is hiring for many positions right now. NKTelco is a global company that is growing with its sights on being a billion-dollar company. Machinists, service technicians, human resource personnel, IT specialists, electrical engineers, mechanical engineers, and many more. The opportunities abound at NKTelco Press and Automation. Go to minsterjobs.com now to get started on your new career with NKTelco.
And welcome back here to Sidney 30-0 Field here for the beginning of the second quarter. Stebbins leads Sidney 7-0 here, and a 3rd and 9 coming up.
Yeah, 3rd and forever at this point. I mean, you look at their stats for the opening quarter, they're just 7 rushes for a positive 8 yards and only 23 yards on the ground. Most of that are in the air. Most of that coming on the scoring drive, the 12-yard run. So Sidney not giving up a lot of field, but this is like forever for Stebbins.
Senior night here at Sidney. That last time out brought to you by Precision Strip. Keller gets the pass. Keller looking, scanning downfield, being chased by Sidney defenders, and just going to throw it away to bring up 4th down. And a decision time for Stebbins.
I think I'd go ahead and go for it at this point.
Yep. And it looks like that's what they're going to do. As of now, and we see some substitutions, so maybe.
Well, the wind is definitely at their backs.
It's an opportunity where Stebbins thinks they can take a shot. It'd be about a 40-yard field goal from this range.
You know, we've been lucky enough to watch some really good kickers this past year. Walpock's got a good kicker. They got a great female kicker as well. She was doing the extra points.
And it's going to be Sean Dozier with the kick. And that kick is blocked.
And that's what Sidney needed. That was one of their keys, was to get a block in some form. So Sidney will take over there at the 25, 26.
Boy, you think, the special teams hadn't gone well, and that's got to be a huge boost there for Sidney.
That's the biggest thing. The defense can lift the offense up so well, and Sidney's moved the ball well. They've been pretty consistent, averaging 2 yards on the ground per play, and then they got 32 yards in the air. So averaging just over 10 yards in the air with their 1 for 3 on passing. So we'll see what Sidney draws up here.
So Sidney, their last drive was in Stebbins territory, but a big fumble on 3rd down by Donovan Johnson. It's Johnson in the gun. It'll be a pitch. It'll go out to Taborn. Taborn going to go right across the 30, maybe get the 31 for a moderate gain on 1st down.
Yep, so give him 4, long 4. Sidney's one of those teams you just do not want to let them stick around. They will come back to sting you. No pun intended.
2nd and 7. 2nd and 6, they're going to have it from the 31. Johnson going to hand off again to Taborn, going to try to get the edge. He's got the edge. He's got the 1st down, and he's going to lower his shoulder and get to about the 44-yard line for a 13-yard gain.
So best run of the game for Sidney. Moving those stats right up.
They're going to spot that at the 43, so make that a gain of 12 for Taborn there. Taborn was dealing with a little bit of an injury early on in the season, but now it's come back, plays a linebacker on defense, plays both ways.
It looks like we should have dry skies for the rest of the night here. Next rain cloud ain't coming in until 11. So let's see if Sidney can just pour down some rain on Stebbins here.
Johnson got to fake the handoff, met immediately in the backfield there by Race Alson there.
Sidney had back-to-back plays going to the outside. It seems like they have an advantage on the edge. I think I'd continue to attack that instead of going up the middle.
Yeah. And Donovan Johnson, not only the pass leader on this team, but the rush leader as well, so a lot of the ground attack goes through Johnson.
So 2nd and forever for Sidney.
2nd and 9 from their own 44. Taborn going to go to the right. Now he's going to motion out the backfield. They're going to fake the screen down. Johnson going to step up in the pocket, going to fire downfield, and that's the ball is intercepted there by Rayvon Harris-Bell. Bell racing up the sideline, gets a block into Sidney territory. And there's a late flag. That's going to be on Stebbins, I believe, for potentially a blindside block.
See what they come up with. Ball's going to be placed now at the 49. Did not see the block.
It's block or an unsportsmanlike conduct, something that I think might be going against Stebbins.
Johnson's pass intended for Stradlin is intercepted and returned by the Indians.
Still waiting to see.
As officials are sorting it out. As we were
Now the
waiting.
balls are all off the field, we can discuss the penalty. And I think you're right, 15 yards against Stebbins.
Yeah, one Sidney player, I couldn't see the number, got laid out on the sideline. It looked like it was just standing there watching the play. Got absolutely blown up, and the flag came in a little late.
So costly penalty for Stebbins now brings them up to 3 penalties, 25 total on the game.
So that's the second Sidney turnover.
Yep. Both by the quarterback, 1 fumble, 1 interception. So we'll see if Stebbins can get more points off of that.
So an illegal blindside block there. The penalty, the guilty party there is Dalton King. The senior at the guilty party will back Stebbins up. And there'll be a spot foul with a 34-yard line. So Nate Keller and his crew will set up shot from their own 34, leading 7-0 with 9:54 remaining in the second quarter in the first half.
Last turnover Sidney had, they was able to block the punt, so didn't give up any points off of it. See if they can maintain that.
Keller going to go on a quick out. That ball is caught on the outside, but immediately met by E.J. Davis. On the reception there is Clyde Mason.
You can't ask for much better pursuit than what Sidney did there. Three ball players got there and touched him and brought him down. Just nice defensive swarming.
2nd and 9 there from their own 35-yard line. Sidney defense playing well so far. Again, not only touchdown they gave up, the drive started from the Sidney 11-yard line for Stebbins.
Yeah, defense is definitely the one that's keeping them in the game at this point. See if they can't maintain that.
Nate Keller and the Stebbins offense been very limited here through the air. Keller going to step up in the pocket, going to try to make something happen with his legs. He's going to get to the 45-yard line, and enough for a first down it should be.
Second biggest run for, or that was the biggest run for Stebbins. 1 run for 10.
Jaden Swigert, the leader of this defense, tracks down on the tackle. So the clock continues to roll here. And that's the benefit that Stebbins has that their coach talked about. They have one guy who starts both ways. Sidney has a couple of them.
Yeah, when the teams are in Division II, Division III, you would think that they'd have enough boys enrollment to outfit it. I mean, it looks like 70-plus players on the Sidney side.
Keller going to look downfield for Norton. He's got it! Adrian Norton on a bomb, a dart from Nate Keller. And a touchdown for Stebbins as they lead 13-0.
So one play, 48 yards. It's in the book. Nice deep pass.
Well, that was a beautiful ball there from Nate Keller to Adrian Norton. And a 54-yard connection there on the touchdown as Stebbins leads 13-0 on our First National Bank Think First scoreboard.
So Stebbins looking to tack on the 14th point here.
And again, coming in to kick the extra point is Sean Dozier. So all of Stebbins' points have come off of Sidney turnovers. Snap is good, hold is good, and kick splits the uprights. Stebbins leads Sidney 14-0. We'll head to commercial break. Come back with Sidney's Drive here next on NKTelco Sports.
At First National Bank, we are working hard to make your life a little easier. With products like Card Valet, an app allowing you to control your cards with real-time notifications, transaction restrictions, and spending limits. The ability to access your money through 55,000 all-point ATMs across the country, surcharge-free. Live customer support when you need it. And online and mobile banking, allowing you to gain access to your financial information wherever and whenever you like. First National Bank, making your life a little easier.
And thank you to Precision Strip for that timeout here back at Sidney. 30-0 field, 14-0 Stebbins over Sidney with 8:32 remaining in the first half. And a 54-yard pass and catch there, touchdown reception for Adrian Norton from Stebbins, Matt.
Yeah, total of 62 yards on 10 plays. And scores now 14-0. Not what Sidney wanted to step into here this late in the second quarter.
And now back to receive here for Sidney. is Wheeler, Clark, and Spradling.
What an advantage to have a kicker
Absolutely.
in high school that can put it out the back of the end zone.
Absolutely. Now the City offense coming on after 2 drives in a row with turnovers. All the Stebbins points have come off of Sidney turnovers. 14-0 Sidney finding themselves in a critical game here. If they want to make the playoffs, sitting at 15th in their region in Division II. Stebbins in that same region being number 11.
Saying save the first punt that Sidney got away, which was a relatively bad punt. They've basically had 3 turnovers. A block punt is just as well as a turnover because they got negative yards out of it. So Sidney really just needs to tighten up the little things.
Nice run on first down by E.J. Davis as we try to settle that pile. And it's a 5-yard gain. Kane Howell on the tackle, the leading tackler here for Stebbins. Second and 5 from Sidney's own 25-yard line. Johnson in the gun with Harris to his left. Trips on the top of your screen. It's a screen pass out to Harris. Harris will lower his shoulder and pick up the first down.
Nice run by the running back there to pick up an additional 4 yards they needed for the first.
Yeah, Harris getting a good amount of touches this year. When their first game of the year that they won, he was a big difference in winning that game against Greenville. Kind of been a little quiet since then as he gets a touch there and picks up the first down.
Yeah, Sidney not going quietly in the night. They got this drive started now. 2 plays, 13 yards.
Johnson surrounded by 2 tailbacks in the backfield. Calls for the ball from his center. Hands the ball off E.J. Davis. Going to explode up the middle. Try to carry a couple Stebbins defenders with them as he's stopped just right around or just short of the 40-yard line.
Stebbins does a really nice job of holding up the runner so another player can attack. I mean, they was trying to do everything they could to knock the ball out of his hands. So just nice job on their defense attacking.
Second and 4 from the 40-yard line of Sidney in their own territory. Harris in the backfield with Donovan Johnson. He motions Julius Spradling. He fakes the jet sweep. Johnson going to follow a couple blockers and pick up a first down.
Nice job on the run there, waiting for his blocker to catch up to him. Give him 6 on the carry.
Up and he moves the sticks. 6:57 remaining here in the first half.
Just 4 plays on this drive, and they've already picked up 2 first downs. Runs of 5, 8, 6, and 6. So Sidney moving the ball.
Trips at the top of your screen as the Sidney goes empty. They motion Spradling again. This time they're going to hand it off to him. Spradling looking to make a move, and he balls out. And Sam Reynolds falls on it. And the near turnover there, it's going to actually help Sidney out and give him a couple extra yards.
Yeah, he blew by Dalton King on the end. King didn't see the ball at all as he ran right past him. He was queuing on the quarterback. Nice job there by Sidney. So another run for 8 yards.
Johnson, hand off to E.J. Davis. Davis going to try to get the edge, and he's almost momentarily taken down there and picks up a couple yards there on first down.
That run by Davis, good for a Yellow Jacket. First
And that
down.
move advances, or that ball, advances the sticks. 21-7, Marion Local over Coldwater in the second quarter.
Yeah, just 6 plays here, and it's covered over 30 yards. Nice average by Sidney on this run.
Sidney going to go trips on the bottom of your screen. At the top of your screen, E.J. Davis. This little pop pass for E.J. Davis. We've seen that a couple times here tonight. He's going to try to get the edge. He gets down to about the 32, 31-yard line, and that's a great gain on first down.
Yeah, another run for 9, so 46 yards on 7 plays. That's the kind of average any team would take.
Absolutely.
Sidney threatening. Looks like a timeout's called on the field.
And timeout by Stebbins. All timeouts brought to you by Precision Strip. We'll take it with them. Stebbins 14, Sidney nothing. 5:08 remaining here in the first half. We'll be back after this break here on NKTelco Sports.
Hi, I'm Mallory. My grandpa's been making the world's worst pizza for 30 years. That doesn't look like the world's worst pizza. Grandpa, I know why they call you Chunky Bob. It's because you use chunky ingredients on your pizza.
Of course, it's not because I'm fat.
Grandpa, this is the world's best pizza. Keyhole Pizza, come check Grandpa out.
Dine in or carry out.
All Glaze and Sidney Audiology are committed to providing the most advanced and affordable hearing care solutions.
Did you know that more and more insurances are offering coverage for hearing aids and that we are the most comprehensive provider in the area?
Because we want to serve all in our community, we partner with agencies such as Medicaid, OOD, Sertoma, and most recently the VA, helping our veterans find local solutions to their problems.
Don't leave unused benefits on the table this year. Call us today to see if you qualify.
Back here at Sidney High School, 5:08 remaining here in the first half. 14-0 Stebbins over Sidney, but Sidney driving here, Matt.
Yeah, Sidney definitely driving the ball. They got 49 yards so far with 8 plays, so we'll see what they can come up with here on 2nd and 1 after that 9-yard gain. Drizzle's coming down, though.
I was going to say some rain's starting to come down here now, as we had some earlier.
Unfortunately, my phone was on Fort Laramie's weather. That's a nice reverse.
E.J. Davis trying to go upfield. He's inside the red zone. He escapes the defender, dives. Touchdown, Sidney. E.J. Davis, a 31-yard run for a touchdown as the cannon sounds, and Sidney gets on the board.
That was absolutely what they needed to get this team motivated. So good job for Sidney there. Cuts the lead in half.
Boy, Davis worked that upfield, and he is excited on the sideline. Sidney right back in this ball game as Carson Taylor going to come in with his neon green soccer shoes. Snap is good, hold is good, kick splits the uprights. Sidney cuts Stebbins' lead in half. 14-7, Stebbins over Sidney. We'll take a commercial break brought to you by Precision Strip and be back here next on NKTelco Sports.
Together, we are family, working safely for our loved ones.
We are problem solvers who challenge the status quo and drive improvement.
We care about our customer relationships.
We stay true to our values, caring and respecting one another.
We embrace change as we journey through our career.
We are Precision Strip, the world's leading processor of rolled steel and aluminum.
Precision Strip, doing the exceptional.
Welcome back here to 30-0 field at Sidney High School here on senior night. Sidney with a big 31-yard run there by E.J. Davis to cut the lead in half. It's 14-7 now, Matt.
Yeah, 9 plays, covering 78 yards, and Sidney scores. Nice job cutting it in half.
Sidney's had some great offensive drives, stalled and really bitten by the turnover bug. It's been their issue here so far, but not an issue there. 14-7 our score.
This win could do some strange things on this ball. So hopefully Sidney could possibly get a quick turnover here on this kickoff.
Taylor boots it away. It's received there by Dozier of Stebbins, who works his way up just right to about the 30-yard line. And that's where Stebbins and Nate Keller's offense will set up shop.
That was a nice deep kickoff for kicking straight into the wind. Nice job by Sidney. Nice job by Stebbins returning it out for an additional 20 yards.
Carson Taylor, a very good kicker, also plays on the soccer team. So you can just spot him on the sideline with those neon green shoes as you saw it probably his last kick.
You see that a lot with a lot of the local teams. The kids will play soccer, but they'll come out for Friday nights just to kick. I know St. Mary's has a player like that. Walpock has a player like that. A lot of the local teams use them.
Omar Holloway with the carry on the first down, and he'll get a couple yards on that. Good first down stop there for the Yellow Jackets to try to keep Sidney off schedule. Again, this rain might benefit Sidney. This is a highly potent Stebbins air attack.
Yeah, I think the more confidence you give Sidney's defensive line right now, if they can get in there on a sack, on a pass, there's not a large fan base here, but I think they'll start lighting it up. And like I said, Sidney's not a team you want to stick around.
It is senior night here.
Oh.
Trips on the bottom of the screen, and it looks like Sidney got in the neutral zone. Or it looks like actually the judge is pointing Stebbins' way. Saw one of the tackles move up there.
Yeah, 74 was the one that went into the neutral zone, but looks like he got back.
So we get
it's going to be 5 against Sidney.
That is Austin Yates, the sophomore.
Here Sidney had Stebbins behind the chains, and that makes it up to 2nd and 4, so manageable now.
2nd down and 3.
Adrian Norton on the top of your screen. Trips at the bottom. It's going to be a pass outside, a little pitch out to Omar Holloway. He'll do enough just to pick up the first down.
Holloway, number 4, pushed out of bounds.
Nice little 5-yard gain to the outside, stops the clock.
3:58 to go here at 30-0 field. A critical game here for the Jackets if they want to get in that 16-team region playoff. The playoffs doubling in size this year.
I think Stebbins can afford to stumble one more time, and that's about it. I mean, with everybody going to 16, you almost have to be 6 and 4 or worse to not get in. And then there's some regions you can be 3 and 7 and still make it.
Quick pass out to the outside. That ball is caught. And a couple-yard pickup there for Clyde Mason.
Going to give him 6 on that one.
Jaden Swigert on the tackle, one of the best defensive linemen in all the area regardless of division. And that's a very big compliment with a lot of good football in this part of Ohio.
Between Miami Valley, GWalk, WBL, MAC, we are definitely blessed to watch a lot of good high school sports.
Absolutely. As Stebbins looks to the sideline, 2nd and 4 as the clock continues to roll. And we got a timeout. That'll give us a chance to let you know that NKTelco Sports and its sponsors are pleased to bring you replays of high school varsity football on NKTelco Channel 3 or on HG on Channel 503. You can catch the replays of these games on Wednesday, October 20th at 7 p.m. and Sunday, October 24th at 2 p.m. You can also watch more games on demand through YouTube, Facebook, and at nktelco.com/sports. So if you want to watch any Sidney games or games of any of our other NKTelco member schools, you can go to our YouTube page. You can subscribe to NKTelco Sports and look back at some of the games we've done in the past.
Yeah, there's definitely a great archive in there, and it goes back quite a few years.
It does. As Sidney comes out, the timeout along with Stebbins. 2nd and 4 from Stebbins' own 47-yard line.
It's just the 4th play of the drive. Two rushes for 7 yards, 1 pass for 6. So we'll see what Stebbins does along with the penalty.
So Stebbins gaining a couple yards there on the penalty. Keller in the gun. Keller scanning downfield. There's a flag down, and he's wrapped down and taken down there by Austin Yates, who just had the encroachment penalty. And there is a marker on the play.
I think you have to take this hold. It's thrown in the holding area. But if you're Sidney, I think you definitely got to go and take them back 10. I wouldn't give them 3rd and 4.
And it looks like they're going to accept that. And the holding the guilty party there for Stebbins is number 63. That is Noah Schenk.
I mean, that's Sidney's 4th tackle for a loss. So their defensive line is doing exactly what they need to do. They actually took that back from where he was sacked at.
And it'll be at the 33-yard line, so 2nd and 18 here. A long way to go here for Stebbins as that penalty kills the drive. They go empty. They go on a screen pass for Holloway. Great pressure by Sidney, and particularly by Austin Yates there to force the screen to get out quicker than Stebbins wanted it to.
That was a dangerous toss into to whom it may concern.
Yeah.
2 more yards and Sidney might have had their first pick of the night.
And you really couldn't afford to throw it at Yates' feet either.
Well, right now, if you're Sidney, you just keep the ball in front of you. You don't give up anything past 18. But they have a chance of possibly going for a block punt and or just getting a good drive with 2:52 left.
3rd down and 18.
So 3rd and 18 from the 33-yard line, 2:52 remaining in the half. Keller signals all the way to his left side. He's going to signal Mason in motion. He's going to look downfield. He's going to look for, and he had Norton wide open. He's actually going to get it out to Clyde Mason, and he's tackled down on the play there by number 19, Mitchell Davis.
Yeah, just a gain of 4. If I was Sidney, I'd be taking the timeout here. They still got 2 left, or they got 3 left.
They're going to race their punt unit on for both sides. Special teams has been a little funky here early on. 14-7, Stebbins over Sidney on our First National Bank Think First scoreboard.
Sidney's got their ears pinned back. Looks like they're going for this one.
They aren't dropping out. They are sending everyone. The kick goes away. Julius Spradling back to receive the kick on the fly, and it's muffed, but he picks it up. And he's just going to go down at about the 32-yard line.
Nice job of avoiding a 3rd turnover.
Yeah, and it's still drizzling here a bit. And the wind is howling here tonight at 30-0 Field.
See what Sidney can do here with 1:53. That's a long ways away for a running team. Although the reverse worked really well. I mean, they got a good chunk of 31 yards, so.
Sidney with a chance to tie it with scoring an extra point on this drive. So get the formation here, and they're going to run a little trick play. E.J. Davis down the sideline. E.J. Davis going to follow a block. He'll tiptoe, pirouette on the sideline. What a play.
That'd be a 49-yard gain on a lonesome polecat style.
I don't think I've ever saw anything like that.
As long as the ball does not have to be snapped between your legs. They can, as long as it's an exchange from the center to the quarterback. If anybody's wondering how he could flip it that way, but there is no snap exchange that has to go between the legs.
And there's a minimal gain there. I'm still trying to process what I just saw on the last play.
Absolutely amazing play by Sidney to potentially tie this up before half.
A nice trick out the bag there by Sidney. It's 2nd and 9 from the Stebbins 22. And it looks like Stebbins got in the neutral zone.
It's going to be another 5 yards for Sidney. So get them inside the red zone.
And I think on that play, too, Stebbins was thinking they're going to come back to the line of scrimmage. They're just bluffing here, but Sidney just went with it.
Yeah, they definitely had the numbers. You have 10 on one side versus 4 people. I applaud Stebbins for just tackling him. For catching up to it.
2nd and 3 from the 17-yard line after the penalty.
Sometimes you can't reach in that pocket and call a timeout quick enough.
And it looks like there's going to be a timeout from Coach Dunges. 48 seconds remaining. All timeouts brought to you by Precision Strip. We'll take it with them. 48 seconds remaining here in the first half. Stebbins 14, Sidney 7, but Sidney driving. We'll be back here next on NKTelco Sports.
Wagner's IGA has been servicing their communities for more than 95 years, spanning 3 generations. Wagner's founded their business on 2 basic principles: excellent customer service and quality products. Visit all our locations and experience the finest selection of deli, fresh meats, and variety of beverage choices. While there, don't forget to check out our vast selection of fresh coffee beans, produce, dairy, and bakery items. Visit Wagner's today in Minster, Fort Laramie, and New Bremen, and check us out on Facebook.
And welcome back here to 30-0 Field here at Sidney High School. Stebbins 14, Sidney 7. After a nice little trick play, gets Sidney down inside near the red zone. And have second 3 from the 17-yard line now. Donovan Johnson in the backfield. Johnson, back corner fade for Spradling, right through the hands, just off the fingertips of Spradling. So close.
That was right where it needed to be and just not catchable. Or he wasn't able to pull it in, I should say.
Just about one more step and he would have had it and hauled that in. He had the defender stacked.
Sidney got plenty of time. They still have 3 timeouts, or 2 timeouts, so
yeah,
plenty of time for them.
Yep, in a short 3rd and 3. You got to think this is 2-down territory. And it looks
like it should be a first down. That's a neutral zone infraction.
Looks like the tackler there held himself back for Stebbins. Tabor motion to the right side. Johnson going to look underneath. That ball's caught by Spradling. Spradling makes a move. He's going to get inside the 10-yard line for a Sidney first down.
More importantly, he got out of bounds, so give him a nice 8-yard gain on that. And that puts it out of bounds, stops the clock.
So first and goal now for Sidney on the 8-yard line there. A nice game for Spradling, who just almost had a touchdown go bonk right off his fingertips. Jacket's going to go empty here. Trips at the top of your screen.
This would be a big boost for Sidney if they can tie this up right before the half.
We're going to fake the jet sweep. Johnson up ahead and going to pick up a few yards on first and goal. And a timeout signaled here by Sidney. And we'll take it with them. Again, all timeouts brought to you by Precision Strip. Stebbins 14, Sidney 7. We'll be back after this timeout here next on NKTelco Sports.
Crown Equipment Corporation, Grand Lake Health.
Kemmler Orthopedic Center is focused on a personalized, caring approach to treat all aspects of orthopedics, including total joint replacement, shoulder reconstruction, stem cell injections, and more. Dr. James Kemmler and Jed Cooney, certified PA, are dedicated to providing the best orthopedic care in the Grand Lake region. Kemmler Orthopedic Center has offices located in Salina and Van Wert, along with extended evening hours. To schedule an appointment, call our office at 419-586-5760.
Welcome back here to Sidney 30-0 Field. Second and goal here for Sidney. And second and goal to go. Brandon Coverman here along with Matt Everidge. Johnson out the gun. Going to pitch it over to Taborn. Taborn going to look to get inside, and it looks like he's just going to be a little short.
Sidney's done a really good job on adjusting to what's been given to him. In this whole situation, both defenses have been absolutely stellar. And what they've done is they're going misdirection with their 2 big plays, and it's letting Stebbins' pursuit of going the way they think the ball's going to overrun it. The 2 big plays Sidney had, and that's how they're scoring, is using the defense against themselves, and Stebbins with their 2 scores on the turnovers. So nice job by Sidney, letting a pursuing defense like Stebbins just over-pursue themselves. What does this bring us, 3rd and 2?
Yep, 3rd and goal from the 2-yard line, and Sidney now out of timeouts, taking their last timeout here now. And so you got to think virtually you got to have at least probably 2 plays called.
Right.
If you get down, and you don't make it to the end zone, you got to have virtually 2 plays called because can't spike, obviously, in a 4th down situation. So you got to be ready for something here right now, and you doubt you take the chip shot field goal. You try to score the touchdown before halftime.
At this point, though, you'd think you'd have to go outside with the run to get out of bounds to stop it. I wouldn't trust going in the middle.
No.
At least not until the last play, at 4th and goal, do what you got to do. Again, Sidney's only getting 1 yard at a time up the middle.
Yeah, maybe some misdirection here. We'll see 3rd and goal here from Sidney for Sidney from the Stebbins 2-yard line. Johnson.
2-back set.
Gets it off to Davis in the backfield. Gets out of a tackle. Going to try. Can he get the corner? No, it's going to be a big loss, and they've got to get to the line quickly. There's only 10 seconds left. Sidney racing to get the snap off. It's 5 seconds. Can they get it off? And they're going to hike it.
Oh.
No, and they spiked it.
Not knowing what down it was.
That was fourth down. And that's going to be the end of the half on a wild sequence of events there, and that'll take us to halftime. Stebbins 14. And it's like they're going to put a second back on the game clock here. And Donovan Johnson raced up to the line.
Yeah, Sidney had a player on the ground when they snapped the ball. So obviously Stebbins, before you could even slam it with 1 second left, that's when it was whistled dead.
So an interesting sequence of events. You just think Stebbins will knee it and go to halftime, and Stebbins will receive the second half kick.
Well, we was talking before the game, it's 3 or 4 big plays. That's a big play that just happened.
And he thought Davis broke the initial tackle, went to the outside, and not showing a kneeling formation here. He goes ahead and fakes it, and there's the knee by Keller. That takes us to halftime. Stebbins 14, Sidney 7. We'll go to a halftime break. This timeout brought to you by Precision Strip. Stebbins 14, Sidney 7. We'll be back here next on NKTelco Sports.
We are here and here and here. Minster Bank is everywhere, providing every banking service that you need to keep your financial life in order. Whether you are on the go or stopping by one of our branches, Minster Bank is here for you. We proudly support the communities where you live. Minster Bank, helping people achieve financial success.
Kogi Plumbing and Heating is your Bryant Factory authorized dealer. We have brought the best of comfort, control, and plumbing services to the St. Mary's area for over 60 years. We have been Reader's Choice winners for the last 4 years running and excel at providing our customers with efficient and reliable heating and air conditioning, as well as responsive service when a plumbing emergency arises. We insist that the products we install in our customers' homes and businesses offer the same performance and value that we expect ourselves. Call today for your next plumbing and heating or air conditioning needs. Bryant, whatever it takes.
CarriageWorks has expanded and now can hold up to 25 cars in our service bay. CarriageWorks thrives on customer satisfaction. We accomplish that by providing top-of-the-line technology. CarriageWorks now uses a laser beam system to measure down to the millimeter of factory specs to better service you and get you back on the road. CarriageWorks has a brand new top-of-the-line paint booth that uses waterborne paint. There's no job too big or too small for CarriageWorks. We are certified collision specialists. Come in and see us today.
New Knoxville Supply Company, the supply source for residential, commercial, and industrial jobs. We specialize in plumbing products from many name brands, electrical products from replacing a light switch to rewiring an entire house, heating, air conditioning, and geothermal products, sheet metal ductwork, installations, and service. We are now housing more inventory, so all the hardware items you need to complete the job are available right away. New Knoxville Supply. Stop in, call, or check us out online at newknoxvillesupply.com.
Welcome back here to Sidney 30-0 Field, where the Stebbins Indians lead the Sidney Yellow Jackets 14-7. Here with our first half stats, Mr. Matt Everidge.
All right, the keys on the stats we're looking at is just the scoring drives. On the Stebbins side, they scored 2 touchdowns off of basically 2 turnovers by Sidney, and that's the biggest thing on the stats that we're looking at is the turnovers. On the flip side for Sidney, they've had 2 great opportunities to score. Scored on one on a reverse and the other one with the lonesome polecat. So scores 14-7 at this point in the game, and I believe Sidney kicks it off.
Yeah, it'll be Stebbins to receive the opening second half kick, but a kind of a weird sequence of events. Sidney had the ball down, 4th and goal, and they ended up accidentally spiking it to end the first half.
Yeah, Stebbins right now, they're only for a passing team or for a predominantly passing team, they're only 6 of 13 for 87 yards in the air. So they're not really controlling the game the way you thought they would have controlled it coming in. But I think the wind is playing a huge factor in that.
It is for sure. And Carson Taylor going to go kick off this kickoff return in the second half. This is a big game for Sidney. Like we said, sitting 15th in Region 8, Division 2. Stebbins sitting 11th. Stebbins actually knocked Sidney out of the playoffs last year. So a little bit of a revenge game. Sidney lost him during the shortened regular season due to COVID last year as well.
I mean, Sidney right now on their pass as well, it's the numbers just aren't there for what you would expect. They're 2 of 6 for 40 yards. So if you like a defensive game, this is the game you should be sitting down to watch and enjoy.
Adrian Norton and Sean Dozer back to receive the kickoff. That's a booming kick there from Carson Taylor. Norton, who had the big touchdown catch earlier, out to return it. Tries to get around the edge. Sidney going to set the edge there right at the 21-yard line. Down there with the tackle for Sidney was Wyatt Biddle.
Nice job by the Shockers there. 4 players around there for the Yellow Jackets attacking and shocking on that block and that tackle. So a good gang tackling by Sidney.
So Stebbins actually going to set up shop. They're going to mark the ball at the 22-yard line here to start the second half. Again here for Nate Keller, who come in with 1,451 pass yards. Leads all the Miami Valley League in pass yards. Along with him in the backfield is Omar Holloway. Both seniors. The handoff to Holloway. Going to be minimal gain there for Sidney. And again, you talked about the great defense. One of the touchdowns that was given up was a play that started from the Stebbins or the Sidney 11-yard line for Stebbins.
Oh, absolutely. And it was just one play, and they was in. Sidney, and that was the biggest gain that Sidney had given up the whole game leading into that. You know, that was the only run. They had 4 tackles for losses leading into that run.
Keller.
What a shocking scores. Troy only up 10-7 on Greenville right now.
Greenville got a very good running back in Brock Short, who leads the Miami Valley League in rush yards, as Keller going to go on the zone read, going to go out to about the 28-yard line as there's a late flag to come in from the back judge. So we'll sort this thing out. That's from the head official there, too.
Yeah, potential 6-yard gain going to be marked away.
Looks like it's going to point to Sidney's way. Flag came right as the tackle was occurring. And a tough penalty there for Sidney. Unnecessary roughness going to be on Nick Spriggs-Leakey, a senior. And this is Sidney senior night. That ball, it's going to move the ball all the way up to the 44-yard line.
Sidney's 5th penalty on the game for a total of 55 yards given up just in penalty yards.
It starts to get a little chillier out here. The rain stopped here a bit. We got delayed 15 minutes on the start.
At their own 44-yard line.
10:52 to go here in the third quarter. Keller back in the gun. Going to look outside, and just outside of the reach of Dozier for an incomplete pass.
You know, Stebbins keeps falling behind the chains when they try those short passes. They just haven't worked out for him today like they normally do.
So 2nd and 10 here. And again, the rain's been a bit of a factor here, making this turf wet. And we're at one of the best facilities in the area at Sidney. Always every year a host for the playoffs.
Yeah, there is not a bad seat in this house, no matter where you're at, visitor or home side.
So we have a little bit of issue here from the refs. So they're going to move the ball up a yard. They had the ball misspotted. They had the ball spotted on the 43. I'm surprised the center didn't notice that. Keller gets a snap. A little speed option pitch outside to Holloway. Holloway going to scoot up. Holloway is going to lower his shoulder and get the first down.
Give him a gain of 12 on that. Best run so far for Stebbins in the second half.
Another local scores. Her sales up 20-7 on St. Henry.
At the Yellow Jacket 44-yard line.
So ball on the 44-yard line of Sidney here for Stebbins, trying to get their lead back up to 14. Let's say led 14-0 at one point, 14-7 right now.
Yeah, this is a critical series for Sidney. They need to stop them if they can.
It's a little quick out to Adrian Norton, one of the lead receivers in all the Miami Valley League.
It's going to be a gain of 10.
Gain of 10 exactly for a first down. Going to go to the Sidney 34-yard line.
St. Mary's up 28-0 on Bath. Another score that just came through.
And there's going to be a flag on Coach Adam Dunges. He was barking and irate at the officials. You could hear him all the way with our headsets on. It's a sideline warning. Coach Dunges was all the way out on the field, screaming at the officials. So the first sideline warning there on Sidney.
That was about the furthest out sideline warning I've ever seen given. I mean, he was a ways out there.
Keller on the play action, going to launch downfield for Norton. That ball is incomplete.
In and out of the hands. Nice defensive play there by Sidney as well. Just trailed on back. So nice coverage by Isaiah Clark.
It was nice coverage there by Clark. Clark, the senior, on his senior night. Almost come up with the pick there, but as it falls incomplete. 2nd and 10 from the Sidney 34-yard line for the Stebbins Indians. If Stebbins can win this and virtually about lock their playoff spot here. So Stebbins was something to play for here.
Yeah, 4 of the teams that play in the Miami Valley are all within that region. So they're tied for second place now at 7-2. So one more definitely would be a virtual lock, I would imagine.
Holloway with a good run up the middle for a good chunk of yardage. It's going to bring up about 3rd and intermediate here. Gain of 7, so it'll be officially 3rd and 3. Got to think this is 2-down territory for Stebbins.
Oh, absolutely.
Trips at the bottom of your screen. Norton on the top of your screen. Ball's going to be handed off to Holloway, and it looks like he's got enough from my perspective for the first down. It's going to be very close.
Yeah, Stebbins doing right now what they wasn't doing in the first half. You know, they got one run 6 yards, another for 12, then 7, then 3. So the Sidney defense giving up a little bit more than what they was the entire first half.
1st and 10. Or they're going to give them the first down as the chains move. That's the back official, the head official signals for the clock to continue to roll. A couple nice runs there by Omar Holloway to move the sticks. Same formation, 3 receivers on the bottom of your screen, Norton on the top. Quick pitch out there to Dozier. Dozier going to try to get around some Sidney defense, and a nice tackle out in space by Jaden Swigert.
That was absolutely a nice open field tackle.
I love watching Jaden Swigert play. I mean, he's a fun player to watch. Swigert, his senior, is going to be sad to not see him next year when we're calling Sidney games.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he is just fundamentally a sound defensive player as you got around here.
One of the leaders in the Miami Valley Leagues in sacks. He has a sack on the first drive tonight. He's trying to will his Sidney team into the playoffs over these next 2 weeks. The pitch to Holloway. That's going to be a nice tackle there by Devin Taborn out to about the 21-yard line, so make it about 3rd and 7 here for Stebbins.
Yeah, Sidney stepping up when they need to here. Long 7 yards for Stebbins. I imagine this is the point where they'll go to the air.
And again, you think in this part of the field, you had that field goal attempt in the first half. It was blocked by Sidney, so you got to think 2 down. So they might go conservative and safe here with Holloway again, looking at the formation.
Just a multitude of weapons on this Stebbins team.
Keller going to look to the air. He's looking Norton's way, looking, scanning downfield. That ball is tipped and incomplete. No flags on the play. That was intended for Clyde Mason.
You're pretty much in no man's land here. This is where they was at the last time when they tried to do tried to kick the field goal, and that was blocked thoroughly by Sidney. See what they come up with here.
Miles Vordemark, the safety there on coverage. Vordemark had one of the best safeties in all the Miami Valley League. 4th and 8 from the 22-yard line. It'd be about a 39-yard field goal. So, yeah, you're correct, Matt. They attempted the field goal from 40 in the first half when it was blocked. As they'll keep the offense out on the field.
42 yards so far on this drive.
Keller.
Assisted with 15-yard penalty.
Looking to the air. He's looking for the end zone. That ball is incomplete. Intended for Sean Dozier. And Sidney gets a turnover on downs.
Yeah, Sidney with that bend, don't break defense. Nice job by them. Gives the offense pretty decent field position to start. More importantly, stops Stebbins from scoring points.
Additionally, Bob Leonard was the NESPA $50 drawing winner. But the 50-50 winning number is 519412. Once again, 50-50 ticket winner, 519412.
And as they announce the Sidney 50 winner over the PA, the Sidney offense takes the field. Marion local over Coldwater 21-14 in the Battle of the Mac Powers. E.J. Davis up the middle. E.J. Davis going to try to beat the safety. E.J. Davis going to motor into Stebbins territory. He's across the 40 inside the 35. He cuts back. He's got one man to beat. He's on the inside. It's going to be a Sidney touchdown, 78 yards for E.J. Davis as the cannon sounds. What a run there by E.J. Davis, and Sidney an extra point away from tying this game up.
Yeah, Coach Doan just must have said something at halftime. Sidney, if you remember back in the second, couldn't go 3 yards to score the 7. This time they go 78.
And a nice run by E.J. Davis. He has sparked this team officially, and they are an extra point away from tying this game up. Sidney, which trailed 14-0 at one point, looked like they were out of this ball game early, has come back. And Stebbins jumped. Taylor won't even get the kickoff. I'm sure they'll take the extra yard, and Coach Dunches has got a chance to maybe go for 2, but we'll see.
At this point, I think I would actually take the opportunity. That way you put more pressure on the offense of Stebbins. They declined it, so they're definitely going for the single.
Very risky, and you don't want to give any momentum away that you got from that big run.
Absolutely incredible. He was like shot out of a slingshot. He went left and right, juked and got in. Nice moves.
That was a great run by Davis as Taylor lines up the point here. Johnson, the holder. Snap is down. Kick is good, and we are tied at 14. 7:22 remaining here in the third quarter. We'll take a timeout. All timeouts brought to you by Precision Strip. We'll be back here next on NKTelco Sports.
When I graduated from Salina, I didn't know much about the job market here.
I knew I wanted to come back to the area.
I went to Hometown Opportunity where I was looking for a local job.
It really opened up my eyes to the employer market around here.
I was able to filter down my options, see what types of jobs were out there for me.
Linked me directly with those local companies.
And the last 6 months have been wonderful to feel that family environment again.
Welcome back here at 13-0 Field. An electric 78-yard touchdown run by E.J. Davis nods this game up at 14 on our First National Bank Think First scoreboard.
Yeah, it's the easiest drive that I think we'll ever put together and summarize. One play, 78 yards.
Oh, and we were talking during the break, and you mentioned that play had about everything on it from E.J. Davis. You know.
Yep, left, right, down the middle, jumped over a player and went. That's just a nice all-around run.
So Carson Taylor going to do the kicking duties again after a big fourth down stop and just a swing of momentum. Ball's returned here by Dozier of Stebbins. He's going to try to spin his way around. And he's back, and the ball is out on the ground. A flag is out too. Sidney says they have it. And they do. Sidney's recovered. And what a swing of momentum. There is a penalty flag. So some things to sort out here.
I think the ball was out before the penalty flag flew. I wouldn't be surprised if they don't pick the flag up, with the ref thinking he threw the beanbag out.
And the blocks and
Oh,
the penalties
God.
against Stebbins.
That's a half a distance.
Wow, as this game turned on its head.
Why would they decline that? I don't understand that.
Unless the decline would have to mean
You
that
give the ball
you give the
back.
ball back.
Right.
So, nonetheless, though, if you're Sidney, I mean, you got the ball.
Yep, you're first and 10 at the 20. You can't ask for much better than this. What momentum swing. I think I'd go right back to the play you just ran.
Yeah, I did not see the or he could take a shot downfield, too. I mean, this could be a time to kind of kick Stebbins while they're down. You're going to fake it off. Quarterback run will get him a couple yards on first down. Inside the red zone now is Sidney.
So good positive yardage here for the second drive.
Sidney started this game down 14-0. Really, ever since then, it has been mostly Sidney. Stebbins put together a few good drives. It's kind of like we've been reversing roles here in the second half.
Oh, absolutely. And it makes you question to ask, if Sidney played with this much heart throughout the entire season, where would their record be? They're a much better team than the record shows.
And sacked in the backfield is Johnson as a penalty flag comes out. Let's
That's
see if
going to
it
be a horse collar.
Yeah, horse collar tackle. The sack Dalton King and also Clint Alcorn in on the sack. But it looks like the penalty is going to negate that and give Sidney some fresh yardage.
They look like they're about 14.5 from the first down sticks where the ref's standing now. So it should be just enough for a first down.
So how's that?
Oh, no, it's not. Half the distance. I didn't.
They're actually going to say the penalty is not on number 59, Jake Wheelock.
Yeah, personal foul did not automatically give a first down.
Second and 1 from the 13. Going to motion Taborn back to him. Going to give it on the pitch. Taborn, all he's got to do is pick up and spin a yard, and looks like he's just got a loss there.
Looks like he lost a yard on that one.
Yeah. So now third down, and Sidney can be 4 down territory. You do got the weapon in Carson Taylor as your kicker, but you want to be still thinking aggressive. Coach Dunges is a very aggressive, offensive-minded coach. It's a very aggressive-minded Sidney team.
That's 30 minutes into this game, and that is Sidney's first negative yards ran for. So offensive line doing its part.
Credit the men up front for sure. And give the big boys some love. Handoff, E.J. Davis. He's trying to get the hat trick tonight. He's going to jump cut inside. He's going to be inside the 5 as he drags a couple defenders down. It'll be first and goal, Sidney. I'd say that's about a gain of about 11 or 12 there.
He does not go silently in the night. I mean, you better have 2 or 3 helmets on him before he's going to be willing to give it up and go to the ground.
And this has been the most the city's really used their run game in all games of Solon this year. They've mostly been through the air, and they've been very effective establishing the run and putting the ball in the hand of E.J. Davis.
Biggest thing is just eat at that clock.
First and goal from the 4-yard line, 5:12 remaining. Johnson going to have Devin Taborn in the back. Taborn going to try to give him a little oomph on the goal line. He's going to fake it. Johnson up the middle. Touchdown! Donovan Johnson. 5:02 remaining in the third quarter. The cannon sounds. 20 straight unanswered points by Sidney as they take the lead 20-14 on our First National Bank Think First scoreboard.
Sidney enjoying the first lead of the game. And that was just a meticulous, nice little 20-yard drive.
Yeah.
Assisted by a penalty. Takes the lead 20-14.
A turnover there on the kickoff, a fumble on the kickoff, and Carson Taylor going to come in now. And on senior night, Sidney has the lead for the first time. The snap, the kick is up. Taylor splits the uprights as Sidney leads 21-14. Carson Taylor on his senior night 3 for 3 on extra points. We'll let a commercial break. All timeouts brought to you by Precision Strip. We'll be back after this on NKTelco Sports.
Schwiedemann Pharmacies began serving the people of Auglaize County in 1916 when Urban Schwiedemann purchased the building and business from J.H. Hoffman. The New Bremen location is one of the longest-running pharmacies in the country, with over 110 years of serving its patrons. Since then, 4 more stores have been added: Coldwater, St. Mary's, Minster, and Wapakoneta to round out the group. Our services include prescription refills, home medical equipment, nursing home services, customized compounded medication, vaccinations, and so much more.
Serving education, healthcare, government, industrial, and commercial businesses, Securcom of Minster has been the provider of safety and communication solutions since 1998. As a locally owned and operated company, Securcom staffs highly skilled technicians and certified installers, fully capable of handling all your design, installation, and maintenance needs. They specialize in the integration of fire alarm, door access control, surveillance cameras, phone systems, fiber optics and data, and cabling. And
Welcome back to 30-0 Field here. Brandon Coverman and Matt Everidge giving you the action on Week 9 of high school football. Sidney leads Stebbins 21-14 and 21 unanswered points by the Jackets, Matt.
Absolutely. Off 3 touchdowns, all on the ground, 78 yards. A little 4-yard jog in there, and then the 49-yarder. So it's definitely been a pretty exciting game here in the second half if you're a Sidney fan.
Very much so. It has been a great ball game here so far. Early, I think Stebbins gets the momentum. They got everything going for them. And Sidney, ever since, has really seized that momentum, and 21 straight points for the Jackets. So Taylor kicks it away. Adrian Norton, the lead receiver in the Miami Valley League, going to come out to receive it. He's going to get around a defender. He's going to try to juke another defender to the sideline before getting chased out of bounds on about the 28-29 yard line.
So Stebbins bringing their offense back out. No fumble given up this time on the special teams.
That's, the first turnover that Stebbins had. They did have a blocked field goal earlier by Sidney.
Yeah, Sidney's special teams have definitely stepped it up, and that was one of the keys to the game was special teams play. So, Sidney relying on all aspects to get their wins. They're still waiting for that one defensive play, though.
So Nate Keller and his offense has some work to do, and Omar Holloway stood up at the line of scrimmage by the Sidney defense.
I am truly shocked at how well they control that line with just 3 guys. I mean, you just don't see that.
And they're outside. I mean, they're not as big as Stebbins down there right now.
Oh, absolutely not. The nose guard in that center it's been a battle all game long.
Gain of 2, second down, 8.
I always like to give a little bit of love to the line.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, it's not a glorious spot to play, but you can make or break your team.
2nd and 8 from the 31. Keller going to roll out to his left. Gives it up to Norton, tries to make a move on the outside, and tackled there on the play by Jai Wheeler. And that'll bring up 3rd down here for Stebbins.
3 of 7 so far, passing the second half for 13 yards.
3rd and 5 from their own 34-yard line. Stebbins in a spot they have not been in the whole night. They've been in the driver's seat from the beginning. Now are taking a back seat to the Jackets these last couple minutes. A big 3rd down here. Let's see if Sidney sends a blitz. They're going to opt to go on the ground. It's going to be Keller. He's going to work his way for a 1st down to about the 45-yard line. And a gain of about 11 for Keller.
Nice job on the ground on the run there. 1 yard short of their biggest gain of the night on the ground, 12 being the biggest they've had.
3:18 remaining. Sidney 21, Stebbins 14 here in the 3rd quarter of action at 30-0 Field.
I mean, Stebbins has drove the field pretty regularly, but it's when they get close to the 30, between the 30 and the 20, that's where they sputtered at. They've had 3 drives within that area of the field.
Hand off to Omar Holloway, and he's going to motor into Sidney territory. Go down to about the Sidney 46-yard line.
Stebbins starting to take a page out of the Sidney book. Let's just run this ball.
2nd down and 1 at the Yellow Jacket 46-yard line.
Keller gets the snap, hands it off to Holloway, and he'll get enough for the first down. It's very short and manageable there for Holloway.
Nice little 4-yard burst.
As we see run on the field, Wyatt Biddle going to run in for the substitution on defense.
Quick 27 yards already on this drive. 2 first downs.
Trips on the bottom of your screen. The zone read here. Keller going to go out and met on the edge. He'll pick up a few yards on first down.
Give him 3 yards on that carry.
And you're starting to see Stebbins mixing a little bit of that zone read, Matt, and keeping, quarterback runs now.
It's almost like you're looking at 2 identical forms of offense when neither team's passing. I mean, each team's using 4 wideouts. It's pretty much what you practice against all week long.
1:40 to go here in the third quarter. Keller going to drop back to pass. He looks over the middle. That ball's caught by Norton and immediately dropped, but he does move the sticks.
He was wide open right at the 28. Sidney with a nice attack, though.
So you got to think, again, this is 4-down territory for Stebbins the rest of the way out. Sidney with their backs to the wall here on defense.
This is where they've shined, though. This is the best spot on the field for them. They've been, but they haven't broke.
Keller going to give the handoff to Holloway. He'll be taken down about the 25-yard line for a gain of 3. Yeah, it's all about keeping them behind schedule. We haven't saw really Stebbins take a downfield shot since they hit Norton on that 1 for 54-yard touchdown, which put them up 14-0.
Yeah, they threw a couple to the post or to the corner just to try to score because it was 4th down. But, yeah, they haven't really went deep like they did in the first half.
Keller going to go on the option. He's going to keep it himself. And I think he'll be just short of the first down. Maybe he's right there. Let's see. They're signaling 3rd down. Let's signaling about 3rd and 1. 3rd and 1 from the 19-yard line.
Nice little 6-yard burst.
As the clock continues to roll. There's 21 seconds left here in the third quarter. They'll have to at least get off one more play before the fourth quarter. Ball handed off to Holloway. And I want to say and they're signaling 4th down. They're signaling that he got stopped just short. And the clock will roll down. And 2 seconds, 1 second. That's the end of the third quarter. It'll be 4th and inches coming up here for Stebbins. Sidney leading Stebbins 21-14. We'll take a precision strip timeout. Come back with 4th and short here next on NKTelco Sports.
Not every kid wants to go to college. Some kids work better with their hands.
It's a good thing that they come and they learn hands-on.
Once you gain a skill, that's yours.
There's always room for advancement within the trades.
Like conditioned to believe that you had to go to college to be successful. And now I genuinely think that trade skills are extremely valuable and we need a lot more people that are willing to go that route.
Goodyear Shoe Service.
Welcome back to Sidney 30-0 field here for the beginning of fourth quarter of action between Sidney and Stebbins. Sidney leading 21-14 over Stebbins after a 14-point explosion in the third quarter. I'm Brandon Coderman along with Matt Everidge, and a 4th and short situation coming up here for Stebbins.
10 plays so far, 2 pass, 8 run. No more important than this very next play. We'll see if Sidney can hold.
4th and inches here for Stebbins. Handoff, Holloway easily gets the first down and then some inside the 15-yard line.
Yep, give him 5 yards on the carry.
Sidney, if they can hold on for the senior night victory, would almost certainly give them a great chance of making the playoffs. Stebbins would about cement their playoff status with a win here tonight. Stebbins sitting 11th and Sidney 15th in Division II Region 8. Handoff to Holloway, left side, and he's going to be just short of about the 10-yard line. Give him about a 2 or 3 yard gain there on first down. Well, that's Vordemark on the tackle there.
I think this is where you're going to see Sidney even tighten up more. For Stebbins, this is really a disadvantage because you don't have the entire field for your passing game. So it kind of makes you more one-dimensional. As long as, I mean, it still gives them the swing-out passes and things like that, but anything over the top, the numbers just ain't in your benefit.
Keller going to fake, go on the inside to Adrian Norton. He caught it. Did he extend across the goal line? Official signal that he's short at the 1-yard line. So it'll be first and goal from the 1.
Pass is complete to number 10, Norton.
I think that's about as close as he can get, but he looked short from our spot just by a bit. As we got a player down here for Stebbins right on the goal line. I don't know if that's Norton or not, but with the player down, we'll use this time to thank some of our sponsors. They are Crown Equipment Corporation, First National Bank, Keyhole Pizza, Winners Meats, Sidney Agles Audiology, Precision Strip, Wagner's IGA, and NKTelco. You can follow WCSM AM 1350 96.7 FM in their internet-exclusive games on www.wcsmradio.com. All season long, your sports leader in Mercer and Auglaize counties. Our 5-star recruitment sponsor is Crown Equipment Corporation. MVP sponsors are Clope and Nidak. Our scoreboard is brought to you by First National Bank. Our keys to the game are brought to you by Keyhole Pizza, Replays, Winners Meats, Starting Lineup, Sidney Agles Audiology. Our timeout sponsors, Precision Strip. Our stats and recaps brought to you by Wagner's IGA. And our player of the game, which Matt and I will select later, is brought to you by NKTelco. And, of course, our Sidney game sponsor, as always, is Cargill. I'd also like to let you know that NKTelco Sports and sponsors are pleased to bring you replays of high school football on NKTelco Channel 3 or in HD on Channel 503. You can catch the replays of these games Wednesday, October 20th at 7 p.m. and Sunday, October 24th at 2 p.m. You can also watch more games on demand through YouTube, Facebook, and at nktelco.com/sports. So if you want to watch archives of any NKTelco school, it is featured on YouTube for the past couple years that NKTelco has been at your school covering the game. So first and goal here from the 1-yard line here for Stebbins, Matt.
I think the most important play on this drive is going to come, if they score, it's going to be that extra point. Sidney's already shown they can block a punt or a field goal.
And Holloway
nice job of holding
up.
them back, dropping them back another yard there as well.
Holloway stood up at the line.
So take them back a yard.
Second and goal here for Stebbins.
Been a long while since we've seen a 4-play goal line stand. Let's see if we can get one of those going here for the Yellow Jackets.
A battle in the trenches here as Stebbins trails by 7. 10-12 to go here. Keller in the gun. Holloway to his right. Keller going to go out. Going to try to break a couple tackles, and he's short. E.J. Davis was the one to get him to have to step out of the pocket.
That is 1 for none again.
And there's a flag down in the backfield. You talk to Coach Dunn, just make the long walk out there. I don't know if that's, I assume that was to get an explanation, but that was a long walk. Sidney's already got a sideline warning. Very courageous for Dunn just to go all the way out there. And it's still going to be second down as there's an illegal shift on the Stebbins offensive line.
I don't know if he had a choice to decline that. I think I would have declined as well as the defense was playing with their backs against that.
Yeah, and you got to think this is 4-down territory no matter what for Stebbins.
Yeah, 3rd and 2 is what it would have brought up. So against the shallow pass team with that, is it worth giving up?
Yeah. It's a tough call, but this will be second and goal from the 7-yard line for Stebbins. It's a pitch on the outside, Omar Holloway. Holloway going to be dropped short of the 5-yard line, a gain of about 1 there. 3rd down here coming up for Stebbins.
As well as 44 Biddle. 3rd and goal from the 5.
I'll say from the 6-yard line here. 3rd and goal. Obviously 4 down territory for Stebbins, so 2 plays here for Stebbins to try to get in the end zone.
Sidney plays as calm as any team I've seen all year with their back against the end zone.
And they're wanting revenge here on Stebbins for the 2 losses that they dealt to him last year. One to knock him out the playoffs. Timeout. And a timeout by Stebbins. We'll take it with them. Sidney 21, Stebbins 14. This timeout brought to you by Precision Strip. We'll be back after this on NKTelco Sports.
Kennedy Garage. Don't cuss, call us for all your auto repair needs. Busher's Market. Big Small Engine Repair and U-Haul. Find us on Facebook. Superior Aluminum Products. Join our Superior team today. Next Generation Kitchen and Bath. Design your next kitchen or bathroom project with us. K&M Imports. K&M Imports Sales and Service. Breichman Sales and Service. Ag Chemical Distributors. Rushi Inn and Tavern. Home and Interiors. Sassy Sisters Designs. Sassy Sisters Designs Home Decor and more. Francis Manufacturing. Francis Manufacturing in Rushi. Forever Fit. Forever Fit 24/7. Orchard's Floor Store.
All right,
boys. Welcome back to this NKTelco production here of high school football. 3rd and goal here for Stebbins from their own 6-yard line. They trail Sidney 21-14.
I feel like we've been inside the 10-yard line here forever.
Omar Holloway gets the ball, and he's taken down there by Sidney. He's taken down by Chris Hudgens.
That's another loss of a yard.
That'll bring up 4th down here from the 6-yard line. Actually, they're going to mark the ball at the 7, so a loss of 1. But nonetheless, Stebbins going to obviously keep the offense on the field. They're going to go trips out at the top of your screen. On the bottom is Clayton Lambert. Keller looking, scanning downfield, looking, throws in the end, so wide open, touchdown Omar Holloway. Sidney lost him on the check down. All the options were covered up. It was great defense. Holloway scores, touchdown Stebbins.
Defensive back had to step up to cover the quarterback. Linebacker that was covering the quarterback all day long just was not there on that play.
And credit the Stebbins offensive line for great protection. It's hard to defend for that long to stay in front of anybody. It was a great play by both sides, but Stebbins ultimately gets the score. And 21-20 our score here, and pending this PAT, Stebbins can tie.
This is a big kick.
And the kick here, Sean Dozier. Dozier, the senior. Snap is good. Kick is splits the upright.
It's
no good. Oh my, is that Mason Crosby or Evan McPherson?
That was wide right. That is huge. I think we talked about that like 9 plays ago, that the biggest play when they had it 1st and goal on the 1, that kick was the important one. And like I said, the wind in that end zone is not forgiving.
From my angle, I thought that was good, and it's no good. 21-20. Sidney retains the lead.
I think that the referees were a little bit dumbfounded by it because the Sidney player was there waving no good, and then they finally responded. I was looking at the player that was telling me it was no good.
So Sidney precariously holding on to a 1-point lead with 7:58. Obviously no time really yet for an onside kick. Plenty of time to go.
Yeah, this is the direction that Sidney was kicking when they got their turnover from Stebbins. So let's see if they can at least field the ball and get it to the ground safely.
Dozier will kick it back. The trio of Wheeler, Clark, and Spradling back to receive for Coach Dunge's squad as they hold on to a 21-20 lead after a missed PAT keep Sidney in front by 1. Great kick. Received there by Clark. Clark going to work his way up to the 20. He'll rumble over to the defender. There's a flag down, though. He got down about the 35, but let's sort this thing out.
I seen Julius Spradling bust open. I thought he had the ball. I was like, oh, my.
Let's go to our head official and sort this out. And that will be on Sidney, a hold. The guilty party there being Bryce Hughes, a sophomore playing special teams.
Yellow Jackets ball, first down and 10.
65 yards total penalties against Sidney. They just need a long drive like they had before and eat that clock.
7:50 to go. Donovan Johnson and his squad out. They'll go on that reverse tunnel screen to Reynolds, and he'll drop the pass. You saw them do that play before, and Reynolds got a big chunk play early in the first half.
I'm really surprised to see Sidney come out passing. You know, that stops the clock. That's not to their advantage at this point.
That clock, again, like I said, comes into play. 21-20 our score. Sidney looking down to offensive coordinator Britton Dever for the play call. It's going to be a handoff. It's Davis. He's going to cut it inside up to about the 22-yard line, so he's going to stay in bounds there. It's going to be 3rd and long here for the Jackets.
That was just the 7th play in the second half for Sidney.
Ooh, yeah. Wow.
2 quick touchdowns.
It's a 3rd and 9 from their own 23-yard line for Sidney. Clock rolls at about 7:15 to go. 21-20 again our score. Marquez Harris in the backfield. 2 receivers at both the top and bottom of your screen. It's been a very run-heavy night. They're going to motion Harris out of the backfield. They're going to fake the screen. They're going to go downfield, launching for E.J. Davis. He's got it! What a catch by E.J. Davis. And a little route down the sideline. What a play. Is that a little wheel route there by Davis?
Yeah, wheel route, 36 yards. Nice deep ball. Here you think they're going to come out, try to eat the clock, and what do? Air B's.
E.J. Davis says, give it to me and don't say nothing. Marked down at the 41-yard line.
Yellow Jackets in business.
Hand off to Davis. Gets a nice block on the edge by Harris. He's going to work his way up to about the 36-yard line as the play's whistled dead. Boy, what a beautiful route there. I mean, that ball was placed perfectly. We hadn't seen Sidney launch the ball down the field like that all night. And that's mostly due to our conditions here.
Well, I think with the wind to their back, they have the advantage of that. That's why with that extra point being missed by Stebbins, it really makes them more one-dimensional than what they like to be.
And the penalty marker on the...
That's another unsportsmanlike.
That's going to be on Charlie Blanton, the senior inside linebacker.
That's 70 yards now of penalties against Stebbins.
Not something you can afford in a tight ball game like this.
Well, neither one of these teams are heavily penalized. They normally have the small things covered, you know. It's the little things like false starts that's been eaten at both the clubs, not these long 15-yard gashes.
Sidney goes empty, low snap. Donovan Johnson gets it up in the red zone, going to lower his shoulder down inside the 15, close to the marker.
Another first down.
And he got it on the little read there. Make the jet sweep, zipped right up the middle.
That run by Johnson, good for a Yellow Jacket. First down.
1st and 10 from the 14-yard line for Sidney. 6:08 to go. Sidney inside the red zone. I mean, even a kick from Carson Taylor, too, could be huge here. We know he's got a cannon for a leg. His senior night as well. Johnson gets the snap, gives it off to E.J. Davis. Davis going to cut back on the inside.
I think Coach Dunn just is thinking 7 or nothing.
Yep. Very aggressive, and you want to keep Stebbins too. You want to make them have a long field with how great their defense has played tonight.
Well, this is an opportunity coming into this game. Stebbins was number 11 within the region. Sidney was 15. You can jump them at this point. I mean, there's nothing wrong with moving up to 12. They're going to move to 13 or 14 behind you, but it just gives you a little bit of security if you're a Yellow Jacket fan.
Marion and Coldwater tied at 21 in the fourth quarter. Dot Johnson. Look at the sideline. Almost a neutral zone infraction there. We've seen a couple of those tonight and a little bit of confusion. Timeout, Sidney. We'll take it with them. All timeouts brought to you by Precision Strip. Sidney 21, Stebbins 20, 5:05 remaining here at 30-0 field. We'll be back after this on NKTelco Sports.
Park National Bank, Cargill, St. Henry Bank, Chiltex LLC, Speedway Lanes.
Second and 4 from the 8-yard line here for Sidney. They lead Stebbins 21-20, 5:05 remaining, as you see on your screen right there.
Sidney driving this field quick, only 2:35 on this drive. They started it with 7:40 on the clock.
Trying to take some time off after the Stebbins missed PAT, which could have tied this game. Second and 4 from the 8-yard line. Sidney offense has been explosive in the second half, primarily on the ground, primarily by senior E.J. Davis, who has 3 touchdowns here tonight, or 2 touchdowns, excuse me. Donovan Johnson with the other. As we're trying to sort things out here.
I'm not quite sure what they're...
I think it may be an injured player motioning. Going towards the sideline there is Javen Mack Brown. Adrian Norton coming in. And that's something to look at for Sidney. They have to bring in another corner. Adrian Norton's going to go there on Sam Reynolds, who's Sidney's best receiver. Something to look at there. Maybe an opportunity for Sidney to expose. If they're going to go on the ground, they're going to go to Harris. Harris on the inside, crosses the line. Touchdown, Sidney. And they lead 27-20 over Stebbins.
That was a quick drive if you're a Yellow Jacket fan.
Boy, and a huge one there.
Big extra point coming up.
That's going to bring in Carson Taylor for the PAT. Taylor looking to go 4 for 4 here on a senior night. One of the best kickers in the area.
And the analytics say go for 2 here to kill the game. Just going for 1 still makes it a 1-score game.
Snap is good, hold is good, kick splits the uprights. Taylor 4 for 4 on PATs. Sidney with their largest lead of the night at 28-20. 5:01 remaining. We'll take a Precision Strip timeout and come back with Stebbins Drive here next on NKTelco Sports.
Clopay Corporation, America's favorite garage door, is now hiring for all manufacturing and over-the-road Class A CDL driving positions. Clopay is the largest residential garage door manufacturer in North America, and we are continuing to grow. Join our team and work in a safe, clean, modern environment. Clopay offers a great benefits package as an equal opportunity employer and a drug-free work environment. Imagine the possibilities when you open the door to your career at clopay.com/careers.
Back here at 30-0 field, where the Sidney Yellow Jackets lead the Stebbins Indians 28-20. Brandon Cover here along with Matt Everidge. Another impressive drive here for Sidney, Matt.
Well, absolutely. It basically came down to 8 plays, 36 yards in the air, the rest of it on the ground, and Sidney boosts it back up by 8 points, 28-20.
So Sidney going to kick it off. Adrian Norton and Dozier back to receive for Stebbins. And they'll watch it sail into the end zone. Nice kick by the senior Taylor.
That's just another nice touchback kick. I mean, that is just such a sweet thing to have on your team.
28-20 our score. The offensive coordinator, Britton Dever, looking on the sideline, trying to keep his team up. You want to keep this momentum up. 5:01 to go. Only 2 timeouts remaining for Stebbins, 2 remaining for Sidney as well. Stebbins took that early timeout, and now you think that really is going to affect them in the latter part of this game.
Yeah, you go back to the second quarter. If Sidney would have been able to get that one in at the end of regulation, this would be pretty much out of reach. So, dare to say, pretty much ever since that 5 minutes left in the second quarter, Sidney's been in control.
Gain of 2 there for Holloway on first down. Ball at the 22-yard line. 4:39 remaining here in the second quarter. And again, this is a prolific passing offense here for Stebbins. They can strike quickly. Haven't seen them take a downfield shot since they hit Adrian Norton on that one ball that was a 54-yard touchdown that put Stebbins up 14-0. Keller gets the snap. It's a quick screen out to Norton. Norton going to try to shake and bake and make a move on the outside. He'll get up to about the 25-yard line, so a nice defensive stop there for Sidney to allow minimal yardage.
Yeah, you can definitely tell Stebbins is out of their element right now. Just short runs ever since the end of the second. 2-3 yards at best.
The Sidney defense has played spectacular here tonight.
Biggest yardage they've given up on the ground is 12 yards. So that defense has been solid.
Big decision here for Stebbins. If they don't get it, they're going to go trips on the bottom of the screen. Keller looks to pass, scans downfield for, it's caught. And I'm thinking it's first down. And Sticks moved there. That ball was caught there. They're going to give it to him. I thought he got it. That ball was caught there by Clyde Mason. And that looked like a first down from our perspective. Where he caught
absolutely.
It. Forward Progress gave it to him.
That was an awful long pass for only gaining 5 yards.
Throw out like that on a little out pattern and throw down there, but nice catch made by Clyde Mason. Even better throw by Keller.
Biggest thing if you're a Sidney fan, that clock is ticking down to 3:20.
Looks like they're going to have to put their faith all in this drive right here. Keller drops back to pass, scans downfield. Great defense by Sidney. Ball is caught. It's Norton. He tries to make a move out to the boundary and just gets out of bounds right at about the 37-yard line. And there's a penalty flag back down at about the 21-yard line.
That's in holding. That's definitely holding.
And again, that allows Sidney to play back a little bit and play what's in front of them. Their secondary has played very well tonight.
That was a clear hold on number 58. Going to take them back 10.
That was number 58, Clint Alcorn. Actually, Jake Wheelock, number 59. Marion Local defeating Coldwater 24-21.
That's big. That's 2 losses for Coldwater this year, something they're not used to seeing.
But Coldwater, again, in Division 6, so their losses to some D7 opponents, losing twice in 3 weeks, losing to their 2 biggest rivals, St. Henry and Marion.
Yeah, that Division 7 is going to be something to watch.
Keller gets it to Norton. Another flag is down. As we sort things out here.
Didn't quite see what the penalty was on that one.
And it's signaling hold down there from our head judge.
I think you have to take them back.
I think you just gotta keep adding the field on, even if it's another first down. You just gotta keep adding the field. You could trust your defense if your coach changes.
Absolutely.
And that's 59 again. That's Wheelock, the guilty party. Back-to-back plays costing his team 20 yards.
I think they had the wrong player on the first one. It was definitely 58 that had the hold on the first play that I seen. But I did not see the hold on that one. And I normally watch the offensive defensive lines whenever I'm doing football. But unfortunately for Stebbins, 1st and 27.
Wheelock is the left tackle. Alcorn in the right guard. 1st and 34. And Stebbins got to rely on that pass. It's a quarterback draw up to about the 15-yard line. Will be Nate Keller. They're going to play a little fast again. Like I said, you got to put all the faith in this drive now with taking that timeout a bit ago.
So absolutely.
It's 4-down territory from here on out.
I mean, the good news for Stebbins in this situation, though, you throw a pass over the middle, you get a pass interference call, it's automatically 1st down. So you can erase these 26 yards in a heartbeat.
Stebbins taking their sweet little time, really, because they know that this is really it right here. So they're going to afford to take that time and get some rest. Keller going to scan downfield. He's going to step up in the pocket. Another flag down. It might be another holding. Keller getting across to about the 28-yard line as we sort things out. I want to say there was another hold back in the backfield.
Absolutely would be the call. I mean, you hate to see a team go down this way, with just, you don't want to lose the laundry. But that's exactly what Stebbins is allowing to happen, is the laundry on the field is killing the drive before it can even start.
And another devastating penalty here.
Well, it's going to be 2nd down and Walpaw-Canetta for the first, I guess. That's about how many miles we're away from it. What does this take them to? They got to get to the 42, and they're at the 5. So 36 yards. Is that math right?
I think so.
37.
37.
Whoever would have guessed that? That puts Stebbins over 100 yards in penalties.
And the clock's continuing to roll. They're sitting there with their hands on their hips. There's only 1:33 to go, and they got to drive 95 yards. And they're pretty content with letting this clock roll. And they're only down 8. Surprised not to see them go faster. It's a quarterback draw. And Keller's got to get to the boundary. He stays in bounds, and this might be a time where they have to use a timeout.
This would be a timeout, I would imagine. Just needed to get a little bit of room so he can roll around in the back and let the receivers get open down here by about the 40, 45-yard line for a deep pass.
Timeout here for Stebbins. We'll take it with them. All timeouts brought to you by Precision Strip. Sidney 28, Stebbins 20. We'll be back here next on NKTelco Sports.
Winners Meats. Quality meats for 4 generations. Hoagie Lumber. Hilsman Automotive.
Are you looking for a new career with amazing growth potential? Nidec Press and Automation is hiring for many positions right now. Nidec is a global company that is growing with its sights on being a billion-dollar company. Machinists, service technicians, human resource personnel, IT specialists, electrical engineers, mechanical engineers, and many more. The opportunities abound at Nidec Press and Automation. Go to minsterjobs.com now to get started on your new career with Nidec.
And back here at Sidney 30-0 Field, timeout brought to you by Precision Strip. And now Sidney really loading up that defensive backfield now with 1:10 to go. And really Stebbins has got a big distance to go.
Yeah, they are in the dime. We'll see how this goes. Some people call it the prevent. A lot of people say prevent you to win. So we'll see how Sidney reacts to this. 4 receivers wide.
I'm not personally a big fan of the prevent defense. But
absolutely not.
There's the screen pass to Norton.
That is a backwards pass, and that's a touchdown.
Jaden Swiger, the scoop and score, and that is the cherry on top on senior night for Sidney. Jaden Swiger, who's probably got his first touchdown of the season, and Sidney leads 34-30. And we're waiting for a signal. Coach Dunches is way out on the field, and officials are going to talk about this. I believe that was a backwards pass. Jaden Swiger ran to the sideline through his mouth guard. I don't know if that's his first time he scored or not, but
you normally don't get that much love when you're on the defensive side. He definitely, I don't know how they can take this from Sidney at this point.
No, and official signal touchdown. Sound the cannon, run the Sidney flag down the sideline. They lead 34-20, and that is probably the nail in the coffin.
Absolutely. 1:01 left on the clock. I mean, your heart has to break for Stebbins. They had great defensive performance today. They had everything rolling their way in the beginning of the first half. The first quarter and a half, they had everything under control, and then it just went away.
And that's what we call a scoop and score there. And no better man for that to happen due to Jaden Swiger. This being the last Sidney home game, I've done all the Sidney home games this year, and that man plays his heart out. So awesome to see Swiger get a touchdown here in his last home game here at 30-0 Field.
Good win for Sidney to build off on for next week. Another tough game coming up.
Carson Taylor in to boot the PAT. The senior looking to go 5 for 5 here tonight. Kick is good. And there's a little bit of jawing going on down the field. There's a penalty flag on the field. As we try to sort things out here.
Now, this is where you just keep it classy. You don't want to do anything stupid this last minute. That might cost you the game next week where you possibly get taken out.
It looked like it was Kane Howe, who's the lead tackler on the Sidney defense, and Donovan Johnson were getting into it. Howe was on the ground as the officials sort things out here, our 5-man crew.
And Coach Dunn just out on the field waiting to see what the call is going to be.
It's going to be unsportsmanlike conduct on Stebbins. This has got to be a great feeling here for Sidney. You know, you lose twice to him last year, that second loss to knock you out of the playoffs. But here you're sitting up with a 15-point lead with 1:01 remaining.
Yeah, absolutely unbelievable that it's been 15, 30, 45, 60 yards and penalties in less than a minute and a half on Stebbins. Just amazing.
So it's going to be an extremely easy boot here for Carson Taylor to get in the back of the end zone. He might just try to kick it through the goalpost and just see what happens.
I think I'd just pooch it.
That's probably what will happen, just to keep it on the ground. Only in 1 minute and 1 second remaining, and virtually this game is out of hand.
Well, if you could do a drop kick from there, that'd be 2 points. That is a way to score on a kickoff.
It is. Taylor just going to try to boot it through and just missed the upright.
I think it's the first one he's missed all night.
As he's a perfect 5 for 5, been a phenomenal special teams contributor to this team. Stebbins will set up shop here at their own 20-yard line. We'll see if Sidney stays in that dime package. This might be some time, too, to really let your seniors get their last minute of time here at Sidney. It's always tough to get to this part at the end of the year. Swigert going to come out as he's going to leave the Sidney field for the last time as a member of the Jackets. His last play being one of probably the most memorable ever as that ball is caught over the middle. It is Dozier who's going to work his way up for a big chunk play there of about 24 yards.
So quick pickup there to start off this drive, but just not enough time on the clock for Stebbins to be able to come back.
There's not much pep in their step either right now. 43 seconds to go as the clock winds down. 35-20 Sidney. Keller going to try to go far out to the boundary there on a little out hook route back there to Dozier, and that pass is incomplete. 38 seconds to go here. Jackets lead by 15 after trailing 14-0. They have outscored Stebbins 35-6. And ultimately, Sidney's got Xenia next week. This win may lock up a playoff spot for Sidney. Sidney in Division II, Region 8. Handoff to Omar Holloway.
Ball's out.
That ball's out. They're ruling it dead. They're ruling he was down. That's the clock.
Stebbins took a timeout by the looks of it.
Stopping the clock with 22 seconds remaining. Timeout by Stebbins. We'll take it with them. Sidney leads Stebbins 35-20. We'll be back here next on NKTelco Sports.
Hi, I'm Mallory. My grandpa's been making the world's worst pizza for 30 years. That doesn't look like the world's worst pizza. Grandpa, I know why they call you Chunky Bob. It's because you use chunky ingredients on your pizza.
Of course, it's not because I'm fat.
Grandpa, this is the world's best pizza. Keyhole Pizza, come check Grandpa out.
Dine in or carry out.
Allglaze and Sidney Audiology are committed to providing the most advanced and affordable hearing care solutions.
Did you know that more and more insurances are offering coverage for hearing aids and that we are the most comprehensive provider in the area?
Because we want to serve all in our community, we partner with agencies such as Medicaid, OOD, Sertoma, and most recently the VA, helping our veterans find local solutions to their problems.
Don't leave unused benefits on the table this year. Call us today to see if you qualify.
Welcome back here to NKTelco Sports. 35-20 our score here on our First National Bank Think First scoreboard. Sidney over Stebbins. Just trying to milk out the rest of this clock here. A Sidney win. Nate Keller drops back. Pass nearly intercepted right through the hands of Nick Spriggs-Leakey, who is a senior.
I think his eyes seen a future pick six there, and it just went right past him.
That'll bring up 4th and 7 from the Stebbins 46-yard line.
Six defensive backs still in there for Sidney.
As they stay in there, Keller drops back on 4th down. Goes outside to Norton. Passes caught. First down. Sticks move. Clock stops to set the chains. Again, 20 seconds. That comeback, again, very unlikely. Stebbins getting to the line. Keller drops back right at midfield, right around the Sidney logo. Going to chuck, goes downfield for Norton, who doesn't quite have it. Incomplete. And the flag is thrown for defensive pass interference with 7 seconds left. Again, with 7 seconds left, Stebbins trying to get something here. That defensive pass interference is going to be on Miles Vordemark. We didn't really see Stebbins outside of that one touchdown pass they had early take a downfield shot.
Not at all. He had that one deep pass that was a completion, but other than that, it has been pretty much run.
Ball at the Sidney 29-yard line. Might be the final play here. Keller looking, scanning downfield. Steps up out of the pocket. Keller just going to go run out of bounds almost. Nope, he's going to stay in bounds. Go down at about the 15-yard line, and that's it. Sidney wins on senior night 35-20 over Stebbins. A great comeback in a game they trailed by 14 points. We'll head to commercial break, give you the stats and recap and player of the game, and wrap it up here next on NKTelco Sports.
At First National Bank, we are working hard to make your life a little easier. With products like Card Valet, an app allowing you to control your cards with real-time notifications, transaction restrictions, and spending limits. The ability to access your money through 55,000 all-point ATMs across the country, surcharge-free. Live customer support when you need it, and online and mobile banking, allowing you to gain access to your financial information wherever and whenever you like. First National Bank, making your life a little easier.
Together, we are family, working safely for our loved ones.
We are problem solvers who challenge the status quo and drive improvement.
We care about our customer relationships.
We stay true to our values, caring and respecting one another.
We embrace change as we journey through our career.
We are Precision Strip, the world's leading processor of rolled steel and aluminum.
Precision Strip, doing the exceptional.
Wagner's IGA has been servicing their communities for more than 95 years, spanning 3 generations. Wagner's founded their business on 2 basic principles: excellent customer service and quality products. Visit all our locations and experience the finest selection of deli, fresh meats, and variety of beverage choices. While there, don't forget to check out our vast selection of fresh coffee beans, produce, dairy, and bakery items. Visit Wagner's today in Minster, Fort Laramie, and New Bremen, and check us out on Facebook.
Welcome back to a very happy 30-0 field as you see the student section rushing the field on senior night for a big win over Stebbins, 35-20. Sidney over Stebbins, a game that Sidney trailed by 14 points, and they had a furious second half with 28 points, an offensive showcase. Here with our Wagner's IGA stats and recap, Mr. Matt Everidge.
For the Stebbins Indians, they had 71 rushing yards. They was 16 of 29 for 165 yards in the air, 2 touchdowns, and the big number that you really don't normally look at, but 110 yards in penalties. On the flip side for the Yellow Jackets, they is 3 of 7 for 86 yards passing, 282 yards on the ground. Big running game for Sidney tonight. Also had 2 turnovers and 80 penalty yards.
Wow. Just a crazy game here tonight. I mean, you ought to think that this really puts Sidney in a great place to clinch a playoff spot.
Oh, absolutely. I could see Sidney moving up as high as 12th. They was at 15th coming in here versus the number 11 seed. Stebbins, they're still in this. They control their destiny next week. Whatever they do, we'll see how it pans out.
And Sidney going to face Xenia next week will be a big battle there. And Sidney was led tonight, and the second half comeback was sparked by our player of the game, E.J. Davis.
Yeah, E.J. Davis, 2 big rushes among many of the rushes that Sidney attempted tonight. He definitely accounted for over 140 yards total of Sidney's offense. Not much more you can say about the kid. Just a full, a complete back, just a complete running back. Nice job by their line as well.
And that'll wrap it up for us here tonight at Sidney. Again, go face Week 10 at Xenia. We'd like to, and personally, I'd like to thank every Sidney fan who bought the package here this year. It was great doing all the Sidney home games this year. It's their senior night. Hats off to the seniors for 4 wonderful years under Coach Dunges. Good luck to them in the future. And good luck to Sidney the rest of the way out. We hope that they have a great rest of the season. So that'll do it again for us here tonight. Sidney defeats Stebbins 35-20.